Tonight, King of the Ring is teaming up with Samaritans UK, a suicide prevention charity, to use this fantastic community for something great. A year ago, I lost a friend to suicide. But the worst part is, I'm sure I'm not the only person listening to this who's been through the same. Let's do something about that. Tonight, all donations, ad revenue, and channel memberships, no matter the size of the money raised, will be matched by myself and donated towards this fantastic cause. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Hello everyone and welcome to King of the Ring. We are here in the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, and we aren't wasting any time. Let's get it going. The King of the Ring tournament begins right now. 8 men, 1 crown. Who will take it? Warm welcome to you all wherever you are tuning in for this pay-per-view, the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and what an evening it is going to be, and what a way we are starting off as well. The hometown hero, Dijakovic, one half of Boston Strong Style, and it is clear to hear from the TD Garden, perhaps the favourite of the evening as well. But what a bout he is going to have to go through to kick things off here in this evening, as he has to go one-on-one against a resurgent, resilient, and reborn in a way, Big E. It's a hoss fight to kick things off here tonight. And there is a part of me that hopes it's not the only one we get here this evening. 7 tournament matches and 1 last man standing match to come this evening as well. We have got it all lined up for you here. There may not be a title on the line, but there is a lot at stake. And the right and the privilege to call yourself the King of the Ring and entitle yourself to a championship opportunity of your choosing, any title, any time. And this is how we get things underway. It's ECW versus SmackDown in the brand warfare. It is Big E versus Dijakovic in the personal battles, and the crowd are certainly on the side of Big E as well. He might be going up against Boston's own in Dijakovic, but that doesn't matter to this man because he wants this. You can tell from the moment he qualified how much he wanted this. In the build-up, it was talked about as past versus future, a former ECW champion versus undoubtedly a future world champion in Dominic Dijakovic. But the question is, could that be all for nothing? Could it be that Big E is about to be on his way to be a future and a former world champion? Is he about to find that level within him, to take him to that edge that he used to have, to take him back to championship glory? We are about to find out, because the King of the Ring tournament is about to begin, and this is how we get it underway. Bell rings, here we go. Dijakovic straight out of the gates, coming after Big E with some heavy hits. These horses aren't going to go through any collar elbow tie-ups. They are going straight to the big hits, and that is what we love to see in a hoss fight. In the corner we go, big splash by Dijakovic, but Big E moves out of the way there early goings. Big E now, demonstrating some big power of his own with some knees in the gut. Both men, of course, have had their tune-up matches heading into this pay-per-view earlier this week. Dijakovic, of course, teaming with One Lorcan, defeated the New Foundation, pinning Chad Gable, who we'll see in first round action later on this evening against Pete Dunne. And then, of course, Big E with a fantastic tune-up match, taking on Keith Lee on SmackDown. Came out on the losing side of things, but what a fight he put up, and only defeated by the ingenuity of Keith Lee, catching him into the Big Bang catastrophe. Well, right now for Big E, it is all about just turning that around, flipping it upside on its head and rebounding as best as he can. Look out here, German suplex over from Dijakovic, early going. There's the cover, there's one, and a kick out. First cover of the match, and Big E showing that they're going to have to do a hell of a lot to keep each other down in this one before he runs down. Dijakovic putting his whole body weight into that one. Dijakovic certainly the taller of the two. In terms of weight, though, I'd say they're pretty evenly split. It's about how they use it. Dijakovic, though, does have an advantage over Big E in terms of that athleticism. What he can do in that ring is rivaled only by Keith Lee. Beautiful elbow drop comes in there. So for Big E, this could be in a way, it's a return match. In a way, it's like he's facing Keith Lee again. He's facing another very agile, very athletic, but very powerful big man. So can Big E counteract the mistakes, maybe the one mistake that he made on SmackDown, I would say, and use that to try and defeat Dijakovic here. Look at this now, stomping away is Big E on Dijakovic. Check this out from Big E now. The horses have got their might within them. And Dijakovic is sent hurtling across the ring with that belly-to-belly. Oh, no neck crank there. Dijakovic moved out of the way. Noticing already these guys, their ability to just get back up to their feet after they hit with a big move and just keep on pressing on as if nothing has affected them. Dijakovic covers Big E. There's one and a kick out. Goes for a neck crank of his own and Big E moves out of the way. Interesting tactic, though. I mean, these guys are on first, so out of anyone who goes through in this one, they'll have the most time to recover before the semi-finals. Ideally, if you were in this, you'd want to have the last first round match, which is going to be Drew Gulak and Daniel Bryan. You'd want to have one of them because not only are they two of the smaller competitors in this tournament, but they are going to be two of the most exhausted as well. Maybe that's why these guys are going in with a sprint mentality, but also they know they want to kick off this pay-per-view with a bang. They want to certify themselves early on as potential favorites for this whole thing. And now they're standing in the middle of the ring and they're trading shots. And it's Dijakovic who gets Big E to fall down on one knee and telling him to get back up to his feet because the fighting Dunne. Short arm clothesline for Big E and Dijakovic goes down firmly there. Big E picks it up and here we go. Big open-handed palm striking into the turnbuckle. Body blows are blazing. And another hard slap across the chest from Big E comes in. Look out now. Power bomb incoming. Took too long to set it up though. You can see from the snap of Dijakovic that he was ready and primed to counter that. Dijakovic in. Beautiful set out spine buster. Plants Big E with it into the cover and Big E is still kicking out at one. Now Dijakovic maybe doing the wisest thing here. They've had their sprint start and now maybe it's time to cool the jets a little bit. Calm things down and just make sure that they don't blow a gasket too early in this tournament and then they end up getting to the semi-finals and whoever it is, they could be completely spent against them. Oh, another beautiful slap across the chest there by Big E, who runs down Dijakovic once again. Right hand incoming, left hand. Combination shot here by Big E, certainly doing damage under the gun of Dijakovic. Back suplex. I mean, this is a man who is 6 foot and then some easily. And he just landed on his feet off a back suplex and is now overpowering Big E like he's nothing. Turns him round. Saito suplex lands down there on the head and the neck for Big E. That is not a nice landing at all, especially with all the weight of Big E coming down on you. Dijakovic now Irish whip off the ropes. Big E though able to retaliate. Nicely done there. And they are setting the bar high. already in this one. They are showing all the other 6 men. This is what you might have to go through, because remember, we don't know the order of the semi-finals. We do not know until the final first round match is done who will face who. There is no ability to prepare in this one. You just got to know who you're facing. And then you got to hope that you've studied enough that you can beat them. Well, Dijakovic has certainly done his studying of Big E. Big E, though, look at that, turning over onto his gut as Dijakovic went to the top rope. But does he truly know where he is? And does he truly know where Dijakovic is? Crossbody, Big E caught him! Caught out of the air and used to throw around the ring. Great strength on Big E. Into the cover as he put away Dijakovic. We are closer to 10 minutes in this match than we are to 5 maybe, and we just had another 1 count in this affair. But Big E might be looking to finish it all off. Big ending. Big no. Great counter from Dijakovic. Their plan down out to perfection, and now a nasty lariat takes Big E down there. Momentum is swinging back into the favor of Dijakovic once again in this one. Big E certainly threw a lot, hoping that he could get that big end in there, and here goes Dijakovic now. Primed and ready to go. Off the rope, back body drop. Dijakovic just lining them up for the spine buster that follows afterwards. And it's only going from bad to worse. Incoming. Discus. Oh no. Big counter for Big E. Big counter indeed. And now look at Big E. Huge head of steam. Huge splash out of Dijakovic. Could it be all she wrote? There's 1. There's 2. And a hole. The closest we've come to seeing one of these men go down. A very big 2 count there for Big E. But he is not letting up on Dijakovic here, and vice versa. Dijakovic still delivering the fight as one of these men is trying to go through to the semi-finals in this one. It'll be a shame that one of these guys will have to leave this tournament, because they have given us a hell of an opening contest thus far. But you still get the feeling from the way they're fighting, this isn't over just yet. Big E swats away that strike. Sends Dijakovic up and over the top rope here. What is Big E having store? Nothing there. Dijakovic with a big forearm counter. And beautiful. Thinking on his feet quite literally there for Dijakovic. You might be looking for the feast your eyes. Might be looking to wrap it all up. But oh, what a shot from Big E there. Big E throws Dijakovic over the top. And a massive spear to the outside. Throwing complete caution to the wind in order to move on in this thing. He did it against Keith Lee. He does it against Dijakovic. Does it mean that Big E is going to the semi-finals? Does it mean the Boston Zone is out before it begins? No, he stops it again. Once again, Dijakovic is able to deny the big ending. And once again, he's able to rebound with Big E firmly on the back foot. Up on the top rope, Dijakovic used the top rope to defeat Randy Orton to qualify. What are we going to see? Bam action! Top rope spine buster. But Dijakovic isn't ending it there. He throws Big E to the outside. There's no way. He's got one of his own. Absolutely sensational from Dijakovic. Cannonballed up over and down onto Big E. And now the final blow is on its way. Feast your eyes. He drags into the middle of the ring, hooks the leg, and Dijakovic has booked his spot in the semi-finals. That is how you get things going in a tournament like this. That is how you make a claim early on that you are a favorite. That is the Dominic Dijakovic way. A fantastic fight to get us going here in Boston. But it's Dijakovic who moves on to the semi-finals. Who to meet? We simply don't know. But whoever it is, they are going to have one hell of a fight ahead of them. Commiserations to Big E, but celebrations for Dijakovic. What? That is the theme of the chairman. And there is the chairman. The boss is in the building. Vince McMahon himself, Mr. McMahon, the leader of it all. The chairman of the WWE. Dijakovic may be celebrating, but when the boss's theme hits, you get the hell out of the ring. And the boss doesn't show up unless it's important as well. The last time we saw him, he announced the Women's Royal Rumble. Before that, he ordered sudden death in Okada and Rollins. Boston on its feet. And the floor belongs to Vince. WrestleMania as we know it has been flipped on its head, courtesy of Vince McMahon. This year, the grandest stage of them all will become the grandest weekend of them all. WrestleMania is going to 2 nights. The boss doesn't come around unless it's important, as I said, and that was jaw-dropping, system-shattering, seismic news. 2 nights of WrestleMania to come in 6 weeks' time. That is going to be incredible. He's always been one to shift boundaries, to break new ground. And he wants to do it again. 2 nights. Bring it on. That is going to be incredible. But right now we move on to our next King of the Ring match here this evening. It is going to be certainly a little bit more different than what we just saw. It is Chad Gable of the new foundation of the VCW versus the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Dunne making his way towards the ring here with a look of intent in his eyes and a look of determination to go with them. What a match he had with AJ Styles, beating the phenomenal forearm with one of his own, a brutal elbow into the face of Styles before connecting with that new move in his arsenal, that tombstone lung blower. I had the chance to talk to Pete Dunne earlier today, and I said, so you've hit that move twice now. First on AJ Styles, of course, and then 6 days ago on Raw in one of the greatest counters I've ever seen to Andrade Cien Almas, catching his moonsault into it. And I said, so do you have a name for it yet, or is it just about the wow factor? And he went, the name to set up to the bitter end is the bitter pill. Because like a bitter pill is tough to swallow, it will be tough to swallow. And these are the words of Pete Dunne, the teeth that are knocked down your throat by that move. So here we go, the bell rings and we are underway. I think we're going to see certainly a bit more of a technical matchup here, especially from Chad Gable, who, of course, the latest member of the new foundation, didn't have the best track record heading into this matchup, of course. I mean, did get pinned by Dijakovic just 48 hours ago on ECW. Whereas Pete Dunne had a fantastic main event with Andrade where he broke out that bitter pill. Made Andrade swallow his own teeth before hitting the bitter end, rather, to claim victory over Ellie DeLone. And a big opportunity presents itself as well ahead of Pete Dunne, who was one of the first to qualify for this King of the Ring tournament and was seen by a few as well to perhaps be an early favourite in this tournament as well. Given his track record, given his past 12 months, the United States Championship reign, the 2 Match of the Year candidate caliber matches he's had with Kenny Omega in the past few months. And now maybe he's setting his sights higher. Could look to use the King of the Ring to get him there. He does want to be the king. But does he have the ability within him to overcome the technical aspect of Chad Gable here in this one? Gable is going to do the smart thing here. He's going to do everything that Bret Hart will have been teaching him heading into this match, to work over the limbs of Pete Dunne, to take him apart systematically, to break him down, to take away his heavy offense, especially in those arms. Went for the armbar earlier, but Pete Dunne was able to kick his way to the ropes this time, dead center middle of the ring. This is not about tapping out Pete Dunne. This is about wearing him down, taking the arms away from him, exhausting his energy within him, and making it so that Dunne can't really rely upon his arms and may not even be able to rely upon the bitter end. And again, Gable goes after the arms. It's not flashy offense, it's not those heavy-hitting blows that we see from Pete Dunne, and it's certainly not the thuds that we heard from Big E and Dijakovic just a moment ago. But I'll tell you what it is, it's damn good wrestling. And Chad Gable, like him or not, and I certainly do have things to say about him since his move to the new foundation, is a damn good wrestler. Fold over suplex there by Gable, cover made. Only a count of 1, no, but it is all about, as I said, just wearing down the bruiserweight, picking apart this man. This is not a quick match for Chad Gable to try and overcome it. He has to work down Pete Dunne in this one. Now he's seen Dunne doing a little bit with his legs, and Chad Gable thinking on his feet there. Targeting the legs of Pete Dunne as well. Oh, a discus forearm attempt. Great counter though by Chad Gable. That was not going to be a good one to endure, but he moved out of the way, and a head scissors takes Pete Dunne back down. So again, I just want to clarify, this does not mean that the winner of this match will be facing Dominik Dijakovic. We simply do not know who will be facing Dominik Dijakovic, but Chad Gable could be moving to the semi-finals. So just to clarify that again, the semi-final matches will be revealed at the end of the final first round match, which is between Gulak and Daniel Bryan. Nice set out powerbomb here, and only a count of 1 though. Chad Gable showing a lot of tenacity. Maybe that loss on ECW, maybe being pinned, maybe being outright destroyed, decimated even by Boston Strong Style, has lit a match within him to do much better here this evening. Good work there by Gable as well. Got locked in that hold and immediately tried to get himself out of that single leg Boston Crab. And goes back to the arm again, just being smart in his targeting, just working down the right body parts now. As we saw a little bit with Dar and Mysterio in ECW, the way that Chad Gable is just halting Pete Dunne in his tracks over and over again. Dunne is feeling the effects of it, clawing himself up there, trying to use the ropes, getting up to his feet. Gable comes in full head of steam and is sent flying over the top rope to the outside. Courtesy of Pete Dunne right there, and then great thinking by Dunne. That's that sixth sense that all incredible athletes have, and a double axe handle comes down on Gable for good measure there. Brings him up to his feet, look out, back, oh! Back suplex on the thin padding on the outside. No matter how many times you look at it, it is never a nice thing to feel. And look at that, Dunne in the face of Bret the Hitman Hart. Looking him in the eyes and staring down at the leader of the new foundation, but Gable! From the top rope. Dunne was too distracted by the Hitman, too busy looking into the eyes of Bret Hart. And he made his own mistake, and Gable could be about to capitalize. There's that rolling wheel kick of Gable's. Could we be in for a massive upset here? Has Gable beat Dunne? No! A costly error made by Pete Dunne, and Chad Gable gonna throw caution to the wind, gonna go to the top rope. Dunne calling himself to his feet. He looks at Chad Gable, and oh, he catches him! A beautiful adjustment from Dunne into a buckle bomb! Dunne in again here for the power bomb. No! Gable, right hands, gets himself out of it. These guys are getting desperate now, they're getting gutsy, and they're breaking out some incredible counters in the midst of it all. Double under suplex. Dunne's foot getting caught in that second rope there. Look out, back suplex with a bridge. Shoulders are down. Is Gable going to move on to the semi-finals? Oh, the shoulder up emphatically there by Pete Dunne, but this has been a far tougher match than Dunne perhaps may have envisioned. Perhaps he undersold what Chad Gable was capable of. And Gable showing that what happened on ECW was in many ways a blip in the pan. A flash in the radar. Oh, look at that. Just destroying the arm of Pete Dunne as he has done throughout this entire contest. And as we said, Chad Gable's breaking down of the limbs of Pete Dunne have been fantastic. And Gable's crossbody off the top rope was perhaps even more fantastic as well. Look at the confidence in the eyes of this man. Knife edge chop across the chest. Pete Dunne is in the corner. Pete Dunne is getting turned around. Chad Gable. Gable, he's going to look for it. He is going to look for it. Incoming. Chaos Theory. Rolls through. Dunne lands on his feet. Lifts him up. Better pill. What a counter. What a counter for Pete Dunne. And now, bitter end. Thanks for coming, Chad Gable, but Pete Dunne is going to the semi-finals. He got tagged a few times in that one, there's no doubt about it. Chad Gable put up a hell of a fight, but the Bruiserweight prevails with a fantastic counter out of the top drawer. He's breaking him out left, right, and center. And now, the semi-finals await Pete Dunne. A show of mutual respect. But on top of it all, a match that I would love to see. Daniel Bryan and Keith Lee. That would be immense. But here comes. And it does pain me to say this with a guy like Dijakovic still in the tournament. The favorite. Keith Lee heads towards the ring, and as JRJ said in the preview, this man is on another level right now. And I believe him. I truly believe him when he said that. Keith Lee is just above and beyond what these other guys in this tournament has. Keith Lee has more of it. There is just, you can't describe Keith Lee. You can't fit him into a bracket. Sure, you can say he has horse matches, but then he goes out breaking hurricanranas off the top rope. You could say he's a striker, but then he's got incredible grappling. You could call him a guy who likes to stand on his feet, but he's able to work on the ground incredibly well. You can call him a guy who needs to go on the attack, but he's incredible on defense. He is just generational. Is Keith Lee. He is a generational talent, and this tournament, dare I say it, it's almost as if everyone's reaching for that crown, but right now Keith Lee may just have a fingertip, the lightest of fingertips, but he might just have it on that crown already. But if anyone could stop Goliath, as the story goes, it is David. And that role of David will be played by Juice Robinson here this evening. The one guy you didn't want to draw in this tournament was Keith Lee. And the one guy Juice Robinson drew was Keith Lee. Now don't get me wrong, Juice Robinson is a fantastic underdog fighter. He is gutsy, he is determined, he is full of fire, character, desire, ambition. This is a true never say die athlete. This is a guy with true grit. But I hate to say it, but I think again, JRJ was right. This will not go how the tale of David and Goliath went, minus some emphatic miracle for Juice Robinson. And Juice wants to make that miracle happen. Look at Juice Robinson in the early goings, giving right hands to Keith Lee, and for a moment, bringing Keith Lee to be up against the ropes there. Oh, but that may have been a mistake. They run into each other, and Keith Lee just says, come on, give me more. Look at these right hands. They're even phasing Keith Lee. Oh, but that'll face Juice Robinson. Oh my goodness. Let's not act as if Juice doesn't deserve to be here. He absolutely does. He has been raising his game on Monday Night Raw. He took Keith Lee down. He took Keith Lee down. Keith Lee goes off his feet. Oh, look at Juice Robinson winding up the hands. I got it all. Keith Lee. I bet he was lucky. He was fortunate that the ropes were there to save him there. Juice, though, forearm in the face. Juice Robinson going to that top rope now. Big risk incoming from up high. Oh. Buckle bomb. Well, they don't call it the high-risk district for nothing. And a Samoan drop follows up for good measure by Keith Lee. But Juice Robinson, he earned his spot in here. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champions there has ever been. He has gone to the limit in recent weeks with United States Champion Kenny Omega and fellow King of the Ring participant Daniel Bryan. But this is Keith Lee we're on about. And Keith Lee! Wait, you can't compare Keith Lee to Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega, and of course not for a second am I disparaging either one of them. Not for a second am I speaking ill of either one of them. They are two of the best wrestlers in the world, and so too is Keith Lee. But Keith Lee shares almost nothing in common with Daniel Bryan. Keith Lee shares almost nothing in common with Kenny Omega. Keith Lee is Keith Lee. And Juice Robinson is learning that, but he moves out of the way of the kick. Now look at this. Juice, he wants the upset. Crucifix, shoulders are down. Oh. Well, that was the most ambitious mode for Juice Robinson of the tournament thus far. Juice Robinson ducks under the arm. DDT! Said it in the build-up, said it again. Juice Robinson, he's gutsy. He will never say die. He's a fighter's fighter. And credit where it's truly due. He's proven that right now. Has the... Oh! Well, he had the arm, and then he got given an arm. A big arm of Keith Lee right across his face. Keith Lee in, and... Yeah, that is just nasty. Just nasty from Keith Lee. Look out though, Juice is coming back in the corner now. Nicely done from Juice. Big back elbows. Retaliating into the face of Keith Lee. Juice is just fighting with everything he's got. Keith Lee is just something else right now. Nice work though from Juice. Going after the leg. Smart thinking there. Hurricanrana from Juice as well. Oh, look how Keith Lee rolled to the outside. Juice Robinson, though, he's on the top rope and he's looking at him. He is committed to this. Does Keith Lee know where he is? Did he roll out of the ring on instinct? Juice flies. Oh! Oh. That's a broken rib or two. Oh, that has to... Oh, that is just the worst for Juice Robinson. Just a metaphorical you-know-what on the outside. But he's still fighting. Give him credit, he's still fighting. He's calling Keith Lee to his feet. And Juice with the left arm of God. The cover on Keith Lee. Oh, we go. We got a 2 count and then some. Juice Robinson, look at this now. Juice knows what he has to do. Juice realizes that he has to just throw everything at the wall to beat this man. And even though it did work out the first time, he's going to try again. Juice Robinson, top rope, adjusts himself, looking, lining up Keith Lee. Does Juice Robinson have it in him? He gets readjusted on the top rope. Keith Lee! Across the damn ring! And welcome to the Big Bang Catastrophe! And Keith Lee, welcome to the semi-finals! He does it again. He does it again. Just when you think that Keith Lee, oh, maybe he's just gonna play to the safe moves in the arsenal. No, he goes and breaks out a whole different move. Top rope belly-to-belly suplex. He truly is limitless. He's your winner. Good luck whoever gets him in the semi-finals. You will need it. Oh, don't tease me with that. A big horse stare down. Oh, Keith Lee has got eyes all over him in this tournament. But the eyes are on the Yes Movement and Daniel Bryan, and man is it alive in Boston tonight. Listen to them for Daniel Bryan. The man who wants this undoubtedly. He wants this more than anyone else. No one else wants to be king of the ring more than Daniel Bryan. No one else wants the crown more than Daniel Bryan. JJ again said in the build-up, everyone else wants to use the King of the Ring as bragging rights, wants to use the title shot that comes with King of the Ring. Look at this. But Daniel Bryan says he needs this. This is everything to him. This may be his last shot at any chance of glory. And because of that, he needs it more than anyone else. He needs to be King of the Ring. He needs to show that Daniel Bryan isn't finished, that he isn't all she wrote. And in a way, I hope he can prove it. Because we love Daniel Bryan. And we would love to see him succeed, but he has got a tough match on his way here. This is going to be a technical match with one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the man who we just saw receiving a pep talk from the Savior himself. The man who will main event WrestleMania against Tommaso Ciampa. Which night of WrestleMania, we don't know. He'll main event one of them. But this is the man who has this King of the Ring tournament tonight, and later on this week on SmackDown has to face Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers, with the SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line when he teams with Roderick Strong to face those two men. But right now his sights are going to be focused on Daniel Bryan. This is a technical wrestling fans' dream match, and it is underway. I wonder who Boston are on the side of. So here we go. It's a nice bit of work on the arm here from Daniel Bryan to get us underway. Good work though from Drew Gulak, going immediately down on the arm there of Daniel Bryan as well. These two men, they will know the wrestling holds. They'll want to execute so well because they know wrestling so well. They are a wrestler's wrestler. Drew Gulak, coined as the savior of submissions by Ricochet. And also, nice lariat there from Gulak. And also, as Ricochet said on SmackDown, and as he said just a moment ago, the chance for Drew Gulak to become the savior of the ring as well. He has to go through the man who wants this more than anyone else. Remember, you know, I just waxed lyrical about the talents of Keith Lee in that ring, and there's no denying the talents of him. But there's also a difference between your talent and how much you want it. And hard work can beat talent because hard work does want it more. And that's what Daniel Bryan has to his edge in this one. He wants it more than anyone else, and you can use that to his advantage. But right now, he's getting drilled with a Maryland Larry in the back of the head, courtesy of Gulak. It's a cover in this one, but it's only good for the count of one. Gulak bringing him up to a vertical basis. Daniel Bryan in trouble. Oh! Big power bomb from Gulak, who's got a nasty edge to him in this one, it has to be said. But here come the submissions, and here come the most advanced of submissions as well. Drew Gulak executing the move known as the PTO. When a former SmackDown Women's Champion does it, but otherwise it is just wrapping up the body in a torturous position. But Daniel Bryan, of course, he knows the way to get out of it. Daniel Bryan probably a helping hand in inventing such a move. Bryan kicks the leg of Gulak, and now he comes in. Drop kick in the face. Daniel Bryan, full head of steam for number 2. So I'll say about Daniel Bryan's ethic there, that was incredibly intelligent. He kicked the leg of Gulak for a moment, so Gulak didn't have time to adjust before the first drop kick came in, but he has time to adjust now, and a beautiful electric chair plants Daniel Bryan. And the offense continues on though. The body work continues on. The setup for those submissions. It's the yes lock versus the Gulak, but it's everything in between that could really make a difference. And who knows, with how well versed these guys are in submission wrestling, they might not even need those moves to finish off their opponents. Bryan going after the arm of Drew Gulak here. Nothing flashy, just effective, as I said with Gable earlier on in the evening. Remember, folks, this is our final first round matchup so far. Dominic Dijakovic, Pete Dunne and Keith Lee have qualified, and whoever wins... Oh, look at this one, Gulak now. Look at that. Oh! Big move from Gulak. Nicely done indeed. As look backstage here. The challengers for this week are watching on. Gallows and Anderson looking on closely at one half of the tag team champions for the title match this coming week on SmackDown. And of course, remember, it's not just the tag team champions who will be in the ring representing the Saviors. Ricochet will be hosting an open challenge on SmackDown as well, and he's invited Tommaso Ciampa to have a front seat in it as well. Neck crank denied there by Daniel Bryan. Nicely done. Bryan again with that technical work ethic, just breaking down the body there of Drew Gulak. Bryan lining up Drew Gulak a little bit here. Oh, just maybe had to think on his feet there to go into this arm hold. Look at that, just that arm is gonna have a lot of pain bending in that way, and the way Bryan is yanking on it and tensing it up, it's forcing you to bring all your weight down in your bicep, taking the fight out from your arm and working on that shoulder as well, and the elbow in the process. Really nice hold there by Bryan, but of course Gulak's going to know the way out of it. Gulak in, Saito suplex. These guys certainly know their submission holds, but they have been showing a lot as well, as we said, of some heavy hitting offense, and I have been appreciating that from these two men thus far. Oh, here we go. Vintage Bryan. Cattle mutilation is locked in on Gulak. One of the most agonizing submission holds you could ever be locked in. Your arms are trapped with nowhere to go, but Gulak again. As I seem to say a number of times, of course he knows the counter out of that one. And he will come right back with a boom power bomb to Daniel Bryan. These guys are taking hits, and credit to them, shrugging them off. Gulak lifting up to a vertical basis. Oh! Discus clothesline! Could that be all she wrote for Gulak? Oh, Bryan kicks out at one. You know what that means. That means this match is still well and truly going. Nothing like suplex now from Gulak. He goes into another cover attempt here, and again, Bryan raising the shoulder up at the count of one. Oh! These guys have, well, they've thrown the technical wrestling aspect out of the window. They are going whole hog on one another. They are hitting each other with some heavy blows now. German suplex on Bryan with a bridge. Does it send him to the semi-finals? No! Gulak kicks out at one. Oh, admittedly, referee took a while to get placed there for that cover, but that certainly was not the reason that Drew Gulak is still in this thing. Gulak! Gulak! Drew Gulak! The savior of submissions has the Gulak locked in. Could Daniel Bryan be about to tap? Look at the agony in his face. His body kicking around. The Gulak is cinched in tight. Could Daniel Bryan be out of the King of the Ring tournament? Oh, Bryan rolls over with an expert counter. Straight out of the top drawer from Daniel Bryan. And a tornado DDT plants Gulak back down on the mat. Daniel Bryan loading it up. Headed to the top rope, elbow drop, got all of it. Into the cover. Is it all she wrote? There's two, and oh! Gulak just barely getting the far shoulder up. Couldn't really see the kick out, but if the referee says two, then I'll believe him. Bryan into the Danielson special. Haven't seen this move in a long time, but look at the cross arm bar. Look at how tight those legs are locked together. And the arm just being stretched, trying to bend it straight, but Gulak slipping his way out. Now we've got a match on our hands. Front face lock, Gulak, power bomb, no, Canadian backbreaker, check this out. Top class submissions from top class athletes. Is Daniel Bryan gonna tap out to the Canadian backbreaker? He's in agony, but he ain't giving in. Arm drags his way free. Up to a vertical basis. And Bryan drop kicks Gulak back down. And incoming, a series of emphatic, damaging yes kicks. And one for good measure. But that's not all that we get in this experience of Daniel Bryan. We're about to have a flying goat. Bryan gets all of it. Gulak in massive trouble. And it's only getting worse. Cinch it in. Yes, lock. Yes, lock applied. Gulak can see the ropes. He's crawling to him, but he can't reach them. Gulak has to tap out. The final four are in place. Bryan beats Gulak. What a great match to end the first round on. And what a final four we have. Bryan, Lee, Dijakovic, Dunne. Bryan moves on, the yes movement moves on, and I've just been told, ladies and gentlemen, the semi-final matches are in. And the first one we're going to reveal right now involved the man we just saw in the ring. It is going to be Monday Night Raw colliding. It is going to be the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne versus the leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan. Who wants it more? Who will represent Monday Night Raw in the finals? We will find out. But you know what that means, folks. Up next, Dominik Dijakovic versus Keith Lee in the semi-finals. A hoss fight of all hoss fights. We are in for a Match of the Year candidate, and it is up next. But first, we're going to hear from the bounty hunter, Apollo Crews. Fighting talk from Apollo Crews before the last man standing match with Jon Moxley later on this evening. But that can take a back seat to what we're about to witness. Thank you to whoever put this one together. The prayers have been answered. We're getting a hoss fight. Let's go! Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. They stared each other down while Daniel Bryan said it would have been an honor to face Keith Lee. He might get that chance in the finals, but he's not going to get that chance now. But it could well be Dijakovic, who gives Keith Lee one massive defeat. It doesn't matter whose side you're on in this one. It doesn't matter which one of these guys you want to win. As wrestling fans, we win tonight because we are going to get treated to this. And I would argue that we might be setting up for David and Goliath in the finals as well, regardless of who wins either semi-final match. All I know is that these four men are world class. They're a step above the men they went above in that first round. And only two will go to the main event. But right now, feast your eyes and bask in his glory. One match down for both of them, but this man is the fresher of the two, and there is no doubt about it. Keith Lee already made mincemeat, relative mincemeat I should say, of Juice Robinson. Juice gave him a fight, but he couldn't hang with Keith Lee. Biggie and Dijakovic went to a war with each other at the start of the evening. But remember what I said at the start of the evening as well. Dijakovic has had more time to recover. But Keith Lee, did he really need to recover? That's the question. We don't know. We're about to see. I just wish Keith Lee would almost run into the ring right now, take off that jacket and just say, let's fight, let's do it right now. Because the anticipation is killing me between these two men. No doubt about it, this could be the King of the Ring finals. Both these men could be King of the Ring. There's no denying it. They both absolutely deserve it. And we're getting it in the semi-finals. Here we go, here we go, here we go. The bell rings! It is on! Dijakovic and Keith Lee. And a stare down in the middle of the ring to get us going. Look at these two men. Face to face, and Keith Lee telling him, go on, you hit first. It didn't even faze him. It didn't even faze Keith Lee. But now Dijakovic has a forearm. And Lee with the right hand. Dijakovic with the right hand. Here we go. The horses are bringing out the big guns early on. Right hands from Keith Lee. Right hand from Dijakovic. Headbutt from Keith Lee. Thrust kick from Dijakovic. And he sends Lee up and over to the top rope and to the outside. Keith Lee landed on his feet. He landed on his feet from a clothesline that to most men would have probably incapacitated them for a few seconds. Keith Lee gets right back into the ring and the fight is on. Well, if Keith Lee's going to stand on his feet after a clothesline over the top rope, let's just open the floodgates and see what these two men are going to do to one another, because it is going to be out of this world. Lyre in the back of the head there by Lee takes Dijakovic down. A dream match is being fulfilled in front of us right now. Let us soak it in and enjoy it all. Palm Pandal, Palm Pandal slam there by Keith Lee brings Dijakovic down. And I'm not going to be surprised for a moment when either of these guys slam the other, because let's be real, yeah, they could do that. They can 100% do that, and I believe it for every moment. Early going. Look at that moonsault! Moonsault from Dijakovic on a Keith Lee. He didn't even get one. He didn't even get a count of one. And oh my goodness! He just threw him across the ring like he was a cruiserweight. Keith Lee on the second rope, splash of his own. A little bit of a rebound for that moonsault off the top rope by Dijakovic, and a belly to belly suplex follows up in flush as well. Tit for tat. Dijakovic in trouble. Moonsault from Keith Lee. Lee brings him down. Leg is hooked. Covers made. Oh! Only gets one, but when you compare that to the naught that Dijakovic got on Lee, that's a big difference, even at this early stage. Dijakovic looking to retaliate, brutal knee, and this time, Keith Lee isn't landing on his feet. Instead, he is being knocked firmly to the outside. It was Keith Lee and Bronson Reed who had a beautiful horse stare down at the Royal Rumble, as Dijakovic shared one with Batista as well before eliminating the animal. But this is the real horse fight stare down. Look out here, Dijakovic on the outside looking for a massive powerbomb onto Keith Lee. Lee though plants his feet back into the floor and back drops. Dijakovic on it instead, and it is about to go from bad to worse for Dominic Dijakovic. Oh, good God! Power bombed onto the barricade and brought back into the ring at the count of 8. Dijakovic firmly on the back foot now, and oh! Just different gravy as Keith Lee covers it. Huh? What? That wasn't even a 1 count. Big bang catastrophe incoming, maybe. Oh, Dijakovic tells her to go shove it. Beautiful dropkick. Lee doesn't even go off his feet. Oh, but he does when a massive right lariat comes into his face. Courtesy of Dijakovic. So I'm going to need a moment to readjust for that. He just took a one-armed spine buster. And kicked out before the referee could even count to 1. Yeah, match of the year candidate already. Just raise the stakes even higher, gentlemen. And they are going to do just that. Dominic Dijakovic sends Keith Lee into the turnbuckle, but Lee comes up with the counter just in time, DDTing Dijakovic into the mat. Moves up to a vertical basis, right hand in, nicely done indeed, knocks Dijakovic down. Body blow follows up as well. Top rope. Not where you want to be at all with Keith Lee, especially with all the counters he can break out up there, and especially what we saw with Juice Robinson earlier this evening. And it is not going to be a good one for Dominic Dijakovic. The gut-wrench superplex. And the body of Dijakovic will be aching more than it already is. The cover's made. There's 2. And our first 2 count of the match. But Keith Lee can't continue the offense because Dijakovic comes up with a counter in the nick of time. Nice shoulder tackles in the corner again from Dijakovic, just doing what he knows will work on limitless Keith Lee. Staring down at Lee as well. Dijakovic realizes that he has got a lot to do in this one. But of course you know as well he ain't going to give up either. Look at these knife edge chops backing. Keith Lee in the corner, and now the right hand punches. The Boston faithful chanting along with their home state hero. And Dijakovic, is he going to get all 10 of them? No, Keith Lee pushes him away. Up and over the top rope now goes Dominic Dijakovic. Dijakovic over the forearm to come back. Dijakovic to the top rope. Here we go. Risky indeed, but Dijakovic cross bodies down at the Keith Lee. There's the cover. It's 1. But Dijakovic, he's staying on Keith Lee despite that 1 count. He's not giving up. No way. He's giving up. Feast your eyes. He nailed him. He drilled him. He got absolutely every last bit of it. Are you kidding me? It's Keith Lee done for. Hook of the leg. 2 and oh. I have never seen anyone kick out of the Feast Your Eyes before, but Keith Lee just did it in the TD Garden. Is in meltdown. What? He just got right back up to his feet like it was absolutely nothing at all. Lee up to a vertical basis. And a massive power bomb. Lee hooks the leg. And Dijakovic kicks out before one count can be made. Give him the crown. Give him the crown now. This is sensational. Oh my God, this is amazing. They are just on another level. Dijakovic just got beaten up across the ring, but refused to go off his feet. And now he's swinging back at Keith Lee. Off the ropes. Keith Lee counters over the body blow. And another one. Knife edge chop. Neither man has any give in them in this thing. Keith Lee kicked out of the feast your eyes. Dominic Dijakovic still yet to feel the wrath of the Big Bang Catastrophe or of Ground Zero. But it's not as if he hasn't felt the wrath of Keith Lee throughout this matchup. Lee to the top rope again. Lee seeing Dijakovic come to a vertical basis, and he will land a beautiful Hurricanrana down on him for good measure. Oh, wait a minute. He's lighting him up. He is lighting him up. Incoming Big Bang Catastrophe. No, Dijakovic with a pinpoint precise counter. Canada Big Bang Catastrophe in the opening is there again. And the referee intervening for a moment to check on Keith Lee. He's fine. I assure you he's fine. Maybe even checking on Dijakovic, who knows. And there's the proof that Keith Lee is doing just fine. Oh, what a lariat. Brings him up to a vertical basis. Knife edge chops galore from Dominic Dijakovic. Right hand for good measure, but Keith Lee is staying as firmly planted to his feet as he can. He is not coming off them, but Dijakovic is pushed off of his. Comes right back up to his feet, but gets a big right hand, but delivers one back as well. They're going great guns on each other here. This is what we wanted from the moment they stared down, and this is what we're being treated to. Finally has him up against the ropes. Oh, no way. No freaking way. Dijakovic, don't bang. Right you are, Boston. Right you are. What a match between these two. And Dijakovic is lining up all the ingredients to finish off Keith Lee. Lines him up now. Big boot in the face. He is exhausted. But he isn't done yet. Oh, but Keith Lee, he sensed that Dijakovic was going to that top rope and he turned over onto his stomach. Dijakovic has to drop down from the top rope in that moment. Has to spend time and energy to knock Keith Lee back down. And now making sure that Keith Lee will stay down as well. Dijakovic trying to do all the smart things here. Bringing Keith Lee up to a vertical basis, sends him into the turnbuckle. Face first goes Keith Lee. You can sense now these two men are really feeling it. They are really feeling the exhaustion here. Basement dropkick connects. Who will give first is the most important question to ask. Who dares give first? Because if they do, their journey in King of the Ring comes to an end. But with everything going on right now, Keith Lee's body may have just taken too much, and Dijakovic needs to put together a massive closing sequence to ensure it. He's on the top rope. What the hell? Big Bang Catastrophe! He caught him from a moonsault. And now, ground zero. Are you kidding me? I've never seen a counter like it. Hooks the leg. Keith Lee is going to the finals. Thank you for that. How do you even do something like that? I don't know what to say. I am speechless. But there is one half of this year's King of the Ring final. In a Match of the Year candidate, Keith Lee is going to the King of the Ring finals. Dijakovic defeated by a counter that you may never ever see again. But the question is, who is going to join him? There stands Keith Lee in the finals. There, on the other side, will stand his opponent, or what an opponent it will have to be. And we are about to find out who it will be. It is a Monday Night Raw showdown. It is the Bruiserweight versus the leader of the Yes Movement. It is Pete Dunne versus Daniel Bryan. Who's going to the finals of King of the Ring? Who will face Keith Lee in the finals? We are about to find out right now. 3 remain, but in just a moment, it will become 2, and our grand final for this year's King of the Ring will be set in motion. Will it be the man with the movement behind him? Will Daniel Bryan go to the King of the Ring final? We will find out in but a moment's time. But boy oh boy, has the bar been set high in terms of match quality from what we just saw from Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. And the reality is that for whoever wins this, be it Bryan or Pete Dunne, they have to step into the ring with the Limitless One in the finals of the King of the Ring. And it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what movement you have behind you. That is a tall order for any human being. But right now, it's time to see what and who will move on to that final. This is going to be a damn good matchup, there's no doubt about it. And this is going to be a matchup that is not just going to be catching the eyes of all of us, but is going to be catching the eyes of one very, very important superstar on Monday Night Raw as well. That being the World Heavyweight Champion himself. Pete Dunne makes his way out to the ring. And there has to be a question though for Dunne off of that first round against Chad Gable, off of the work that was done targeting the limbs and the body of Pete Dunne. Does that put him at a disadvantage heading into this match with Daniel Bryan? Is that going to be something that Bryan would have looked at, that Bryan would have seen, and is going to try and use maybe as an opening in this contest? Seeing that Dunne's body has been broken down a little bit, will that open the floodgates for Daniel Bryan to be able to open a flurry of offense on the arms and the legs? And could it be the case with a yes lock, maybe all that Daniel Bryan needs to put Pete Dunne away? Whatever the case, I don't think either of these guys are heading in at 100%. Daniel Bryan had the least time to recover out of all the victories in the first round. He had the final match of the first round against Drew Gulak. Dunne went on second. So he's had more time to recover, but is there damage to those ligaments? Time will only tell as this gets underway between these two men, between Daniel Bryan and Pete Dunne, for the chance to go to the finals of this year's King of the Ring tournament. And as I alluded to earlier, it's not just going to be all of us watching this on. It's not just going to be Keith Lee watching this on right now backstage. But it is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns, watching this on backstage as well. We all saw the end of Monday Night Raw as Dunne and Bryan stared each other down in the ring ahead of this match. Roman Reigns stood there and looked at both men. Roman Reigns may well believe that one of these two men is his contender at WrestleMania, is the man who we will face for the World Heavyweight Championship on the grandest stage of them all. Could this match decide not only, of course, who goes to the finals, but who that man is who faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? And Daniel Bryan nearly on, looking to try and make sure it's him. Nice snap German suplex, but it's a kick out at one. From Pete Dunne there, we get back up to a vertical basis. Bryan really opening up on those open-handed palm strikes towards Pete Dunne in this one early on. Dunne sent over the top rope here, reeling on there. Forearm on the apron, nicely done by Dunne. Doesn't even think about taking a trip to the top rope, just gets himself back in the ring as simple as you like. This is the kick in the corner though. Bryan able to move his way out of that one. Sees the opening of the back and it's a psycho suplex on a Pete Dunne. Not a nice feeling at all for Dunne on that impact as the match continues on. Give forearm in the corner. Bryan looks for the boot. Dunne counters it. Spins him round. Corks up a forearm and lets it fly. Cover made. Only good for a count of one. But Daniel Bryan's going to be feeling that forearm, and Dunne might be showing, hey, despite what Gable tried, I am perfectly fine. And I can knock those teeth down your throat one way or another. Once again, though, Dunne sent out to the apron. Bryan lining it up here. Suplex back into the ring. Counter right there by Dunne. Dumps Daniel Bryan face first and gut first into the ring instead. Bryan gives up the back. German suplex. Really nice bridge by Pete Dunne. Angle to perfection. Covers made. It's a count of two, though, and Bryan is able to get the shoulders up in time there. Dunne, a little bit of early frustration maybe getting in, stomping on the back of Bryan there and a knee in the head for good measure. If these two men were at 100% at the opening bout of this tournament, I'd say Dunne is probably at, I'd say both of them actually, to be fair, probably at 75%. But I would say that Keith Lee is still 80% right now, and he might have his opponent here. A kick out of two there by Dunne means that's not the case. I mean, I don't know. I think these guys, they're going to knock 7 bells out of each other, and whoever goes into the finals, I think they're going in about 50%. And they're going to be taking on a Keith Lee who is going to be at almost 100%. There is just something about Keith Lee, his ability to just recover so quickly as Dunne is trapped in that cross armbar. The Danielson special once again making an appearance here this evening. Didn't tap out Gulak earlier here tonight. Dunne close to the ropes yet so far away, but he's able to break his way out of it there. Nicely done by the Bruiserweight. Forearm in the face there, counter made by Daniel Bryan though. Bryan in from behind, grabs the leg, Rigoplex. Here's the bridge that comes on after it. Will it be enough? 2 counts. Back and forth so far in this one, no doubt about it. But the fight is continuing on here. Who will blink first and who will really give up a massive window of opportunity for one of these guys to pounce on? Knife-edge chops there from Pete Dunne. Smacks and strikes, unloading away. And now Dunne, oh, with that whiplash effect onto Daniel Bryan. Head being sent into that top rope. Not a nice impact at all. And one that could disorientate Daniel Bryan further. Oh, he could just come back with a big clothesline, taking the head off of Dunne. But Dunne clawing himself up to his feet as quick as he can. He does not want to stay down for any longer than he has to. Does not want to give Daniel Bryan an opening to unleash the technical mastermind that is his brain onto the Bruiserweight. Full head of steam. Went for a kick there. Dunne catches the leg again. Oh, bicycle kick. Knocking bells out of Daniel Bryan, who's still trying to find his way up to a vertical basis here, clinging onto the turnbuckles to give him life. But Dunne just sees that as an area to attack. Oh, exploder in the corner. But Bryan coming right back here. And now into a Fujiwara armbar, but Dunne, can he? Yes! Dunne knew, he had the sense, he could feel his legs when near the ropes there, and he was able to just reach for them with his legs, and forcing the referee to give the clean break there. Look out now, Bryan. There's the leg shoot. Oh, driving the legs, and more specifically the kneecaps of Pete Dunne into the ring. That is not going to do you any favours. And Bryan now with an ode to Jushin Liger, maybe. Look at that up in the air. Holding him in place, but Bryan. Oh, good God. The agony that Pete Dunne must be going through in this dragon sleeper position. The back is not supposed to bend that way. The body is not supposed to contort in that fashion. Dunne's leg is almost touching his head, but Dunne breaks his way out of it. Agony though it may have been, Dunne hangs on in there and comes back. X-Plex from Dunne. 1, 2. Oh, Bryan kicks out. But the opening has to be there now for the Bruiserweight to capitalize, to maybe consider putting away Bryan. Bryan says there ain't no chance though. Back up to a vertical basis himself. Bryan, guillotine, choking on Pete Dunne. He has got him locked in. Dunne, his arm is stretching out for the ropes, but he can't reach it. He's going to have to hang on in there. Break out or pass out. That's going to be the rules of Pete Dunne. And he is going to break his way out of that one. Back up to a vertical basis, both men go. What a flurry of shots we've had in the near 10 minutes this match has gone on. All in the name of being the man who goes to the King of the Ring final. All in the name of being the one who could fly the flag from Monday Night Raw. Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement cheering him on. Bryan gonna risk it all. Oh! Paint brushed. But Bryan gets right back up to his feet as if nothing ever happened. Bryan leaps over Dunne, ducks the lariat, gets the elbow. Bryan is firing on all cylinders. And he goes for an Achilles lock here on Pete Dunne, wrapping his legs around Dunne's and stretching, pulling, yanking at the ligaments in Pete Dunne's leg, trying to force him to tap out again, break it down the body of Pete Dunne. Bryan is incensed to win this. He wants this and nothing more, but so does Dunne. This is everything for Daniel Bryan, but Pete Dunne is telling him, I am not going down. Not now. Not ever. Bryan on the apron here again, suplex back into the ring, and for the second time this match, Dunne puts the brakes on it. What do they have to do? What do we have to say for one of these guys to stay down for the count of 3? We still haven't seen the biggest moves. We still haven't seen the bitter end, the bitter pill, the running knee, or the yes lock. These guys know what they've got to do to beat the other, and Bryan will go for that Danielson special again. Do you see the way he just twisted Dunne in midair to make sure he didn't get to the ropes? And Dunne, though, expertly, he already knows the way out of it, and he is not staying in there any longer than he needs to. Maybe that tells Daniel Bryan that some damage has been done to the arms of Pete Dunne, and he is desperate now to get out of these submissions. But it may make it easier for Bryan to lock them in, but that discus forearm may say otherwise. Dunne, leg caught, Bryan spins him round, front face lock again, here and again, Bryan goes back to the guillotine. Submission's the aim of the game in this one here, in this tournament tonight for Daniel Bryan. But Dunne again breaks his way out of that one. Bryan counters the kick and elbows down on the leg. Look out. Double underhook suplex for Pete Dunne. Wait a minute, oh my goodness. Daniel Bryan throwing caution to the wind and just showcasing how much this means to him. may have been a momentary lapse in the judgment of Daniel Bryan, but it just shows what this tournament is to him. It just shows what this means to him. He is now breaking down the arms of Pete Dunne. Dunne may well be knocked silly as a result of those rapid-fire boots into the chest. Bryan brings him up to a vertical basis again. Irish whip brings him back into an almighty uppercut. From the way Bryan's executing these moves, I think he's planning. I think he is structuring out how he's going to set up the end of this contest. And right now, Dunne is having no response to any of it as a boot goes down on the forearm of Pete Dunne. And again, Bryan, double underdog suplex, and again, Dunne has no counter for it. Bryan is in control, and he knows it, and he senses it, and he is trying to use it to bring him to the finals, to make that deal with Keith Lee become reality and to make him this year's King of the Ring that he needs more than anyone else. But Dunne is still alive. Counter made by Dunne. Bryan gives up the back, but he knew it. Great counter there by Daniel Bryan. Bryan in, Regal Plex yet again. Doesn't even bridge on this one as Pete Dunne is folded inside and out. Up to a vertical basis, and this is not where Pete Dunne wants to be. The yes kicks again making an appearance here this evening. Boots repeatedly into the chest of Pete Dunne. And across the head for good measure. Bryan, he's got him, he's got him. Yes lock in the middle of the ring. Dead center. Daniel Bryan has it in. Dunne is trying to crawl to the bottom rope. It seems a million miles away. Pete Dunne is clawing. He's reaching, and he makes it. Crawled halfway across the ring, and he makes it to the bottom rope, and he counters the double underdog suplex as well. And not only that, but he drives the head of Daniel Bryan into the mat. Dunne is still alive. All the punishment to the arms in this contest hasn't been enough. Pete Dunne carries on. As I said with Lee and Dijakovic, the crown should go to either of these men. It deserves to. But only one gets the opportunity to even have that chance. Only one is going to the finals. And as it stands, it feels like it's leaning slightly more to Daniel Bryan, but even then you can never ever count out the bruiserweight until he is down and out cold. Bryan just unleashing a flurry of offense here, going after the arm again of Pete Dunne. He wants the tap out. That's all I can see from Bryan. The way he has repeatedly destroyed and dismantled the arms of Pete Dunne. He wants to make Dunne tap out. Yeah. He wants to go to the finals with another submission victory. Bringing him up to his feet every single time. He has Dunne down for more than a few seconds because he realizes that on his feet, if Dunne is out of it, Bryan can just work over him as much as he desires. Beautiful backbreaker there from the former world champion. And Bryan, fire within him now as these guys have been going on for nearly 15 minutes in this semi-final. And the longer they break each other down, the more promising it will be for Keith Lee. Bryan again, though, spells the ending in front of us, and it is spelled Y-E-S, the yes kicks. Rain down. That could be it. Pete Dunne could be out of done for. Daniel Bryan lines him up, running knee. No! Dunne moved out of the way. Discus forearm from Pete Dunne. He brings Bryan up to his feet. A bitter forearm. A bitter end. What 1, 2, Pete Dunne is going to the finals. They are set in place. The Bruiserweight has done it. The man who wanted it more than anyone else felt the wrath at the bitter end. One missed move, and no matter what you did to this man, it wasn't enough to keep him down. Pete Dunne defeats Daniel Bryan in the semi-finals. And he looks at the stage where his opponent will stand. Keith Lee, face to face with the Bruiserweight. Face to face with the man he will face in the finals of this year's King of the Ring. It is coming up. Bruiserweight versus Limitless. Raw versus SmackDown. Who will be King of the Ring? What a main event we are in for. What a match that is going to be. But this is going to be a brutal, brutal war. Who will be the last man standing between the Bounty Hunter and Death Rider? It is Apollo Crews versus Jon Moxley. Will he pull the trigger and finish off Paradigm? Or will Death Rider ride on again? Bring it on. Prepare for blood. Apollo Crews comes out to a series of boos. And who is surprised? You saw it on the Titantron then. Jon Moxley is in the crosshairs of Apollo Crews. And tonight is the night where he will need to pull the trigger. What a bout this is going to be. What a war this has been set up to be now for weeks, almost months at this point, between Moxley and Crews. Ever since Crews made his return to SmackDown, ever since he coined himself the Bounty Hunter, and ever since he was told that he was paid a handsome fee to eliminate Death Rider himself. Will he do it tonight? Crews said it earlier that an added element was put on top of everything heading into this match with what Moxley did a week and a half ago on SmackDown with a paradigm shift on the Booker T after the last man standing match was announced. But now I get why Crews wanted the last man standing match. He said it earlier. He wants to end Jon Moxley in his own match. There is no better way in his eyes than doing it in a last man standing. Well, Crews, you are going to need a lot. You are going to need to pull that trigger. If you want to keep this man down, listen to the ovation for Moxley. It is not just Paradigm on the side of Jon Moxley tonight. It is all of the TD Garden cheering Jon Moxley towards the ring as he walks amongst Boston's faithful. Moxley's said it himself. This is a match that the name Jon Moxley was made on, that the name they fear was made on. And if Crews wants to step into that very match, it is his own right. It is his own death wish. And Moxley on SmackDown said it himself, if you want to put me down in this, you better bring a real gun, because he will walk up to you, put the gun against his head, and dare you to pull the trigger. And if Crews won't do that, there is no way he finishes Moxley tonight. Forget King of the Ring for a moment. This is last man standing. This is a war. This is about to get bloody. Crews, Moxley, Last man standing, Jessica Carr rings the bell, and here we go, and it's Moxley out of the gate swinging onto Apollo Crews. No pinfalls, no submissions, no disqualifications, no countouts. The only way to win is to keep your opponent down for Jessica Carr's count of 10. That can happen in the ring, on the floor, backstage, in the crowd, in the parking lot, in the streets of Boston. It doesn't matter where, just so long as there is a count of 10 made in this one. Moxley, with a massive lariat, sending Crews up and over the top rope. Moxley, of course, got a nice ticket of revenge at the Royal Rumble when he did that to Crews, eliminating him from the contest. Moxley went on to be the penultimate man eliminated in that Royal Rumble. But for him, it was all about getting in that to get revenge. It was all about getting in that to get his hands on Apollo Crews. Be that what it may, whatever it caused against Tommaso Ciampa. Powerbomb attempt for Moxley. Oh, Moxley gets himself out of it there. Could have been in a huge spot of trouble. And instead sends Apollo Crews into the ring apron. And into the foundations of that 20 by 20 ring as well. But it's not the foundations of the ring that Moxley is interested in. It is what is underneath it. And what is underneath it really going is a steel chair that will wrap around the head of Crews. No, it won't. Crews comes up with a counter and a rolling cutter drives Jon Moxley into the mat there. Oh, how apt. The move of Damian Priest. 1/3 of Paradigm. Up to a vertical basis here is Apollo Crews, who using that chair to shove into the face of Jon Moxley, using his own weight and momentum against him, has been able to take control in this contest here in the early goings. Of course, we know that any count made in these early stages is almost essentially a waste. It's almost essentially there's no point. Oh, good God, that chair shot. Moxley was almost like he was knocked silly as he gets on that Olympic slam onto the steel chair to go along with it as well. Jessica Carr will make an early count, and I don't blame her. That was a nasty, nasty landing for Death Rider. Moxley's back crashing onto the chair, but he's up to his feet at the count of 3, and he tells Apollo Crews, bring it on, sunshine. What have you got? Let's find out right now. Moxley with a forearm in the corner, and another one into the chair maybe. No, just oversteps it. But Moxley won't care about that. He is only interested in his offense here on Apollo Crews right now. Trust me, that chair is just the start of the plunder that we will see here this evening. Nothing at ringside is safe in this one. Nothing under the ring is safe either. Crews counters the suplex on the outside there, and Crews now lining up Moxley again for another attempted powerbomb here. Looking to get him into position. No. Apollo Crews. This no. A gasp. Let that at TD Garden. Moxley powerbombed to the outside, and he's getting up to his feet. And the fight continues on here on the outside now in this one. These two men continue to fight back against one another. Up on the shoulders here. Moxley has him locked out. Snake Eyes! There's the use of the steps in this one. And Apollo Crews now goes up and over and into the crowd here in TD Garden. The crowd that Moxley walked amongst earlier and will walk back into to do battle with the Bounty Hunter. Forearm into the face of Crews. The fight could end out here. All you need is a count of 10. Nothing in the rulebook says it has to be in the ring. And amongst this is where the end could come about for one of these men. Oh, no. Moxley counters his way out of it there and drives Apollo Crews' body into the unforgiving concrete here of this arena. Moxley up on a production crate, flying down, but Crews just swatted him away at the last possible moment there. Crews essentially pushing Moxley away. And now a Northern Light suplex. I don't know if he caught a chair, but he definitely caught concrete. And this fight continues on now between these. Oh no. Oh my goodness, no. Apollo Crews. Oh, power. Wait a minute. A power bomb. But he's hanging on in there for 2 and for 3 power bombs on the concrete floor of Jon Moxley. Jessica Carr begins her count. Crews is walking away here. Almost like he believes that Moxley is already done and dusted. And after 3 repeated power bombs onto the concrete flooring here of TD Garden, it could be the case. We're up to 8, but Moxley has life. Moxley up to his feet in time. And meanwhile, Apollo Crews went under the ring and has found a table to break out in this one. And Moxley looks on before he marches back into the ring. This has only just begun between these two. There is still a hell of a lot of warfare to go. And Crews will get out of the ring. He will meet him halfway here in this one. Russian leg sweep on the outside though. Moxley perhaps telling him that was not a wise decision you just made. But oh, forearm there by Crews. Look out now, up on his shoulders, fireman's carry into, oh, onto the cover of the announce table there. That is not going to do Jon Moxley's back any favors, especially after what he's already endured with those power bombs just out of shot on the concrete floor. And Crews, he's lighting up the power bomb again, as if 4 brutal power bombs on the outside hasn't been enough. Now it's time for 1 through the table. He has Moxley up on his shoulders. This is about to be big. Moxley though, he gets himself out of it. And not only does he get himself out of it, but a massive lariat takes him and Apollo Crews down in the process. Moxley doesn't feel like going to another powerbomb, and I don't blame him one bit. He has Apollo Crews by his back now. That lariat was a big one from Moxley, but this is about to be even bigger. Turnabout is fair play. Powerbomb to the table. Straight through it we go. And the count is made. Here is Apollo Crews done for. In this one is Crews down and out. Wait a minute, Moxley just brought him back up to a vertical basis. Moxley is far from done with Crews, and Crews is far from out in this one as well. Crews coming back in this thing. Very surprising to see that indeed, as oh, look out here. Crews on the outside, ripping apart the announce table. Moxley down on the inside, but it was only off a Northern Light suplex. That certainly won't end this match, and you have to ask me, I think Moxley was just using it as time to recover. Crews getting up on the apron now. What is going to go on here? Crews to the top rope. He is lining it up. He's going to fly, but Moxley rolls through. Holds on to Apollo Crews with incredible strength there, but it's Crews who elbows his way out there and elbows his way into freedom. Right hand from Crews, go behind, Saito suplex, and Moxley goes down hard. These shots now from Crews and a massive splash in the corner as well. Look out now, up and over the top rope, and oh, spilt all the way to the floor is Jon Moxley as well. Apollo Crews, since being sent to that table, has come back with a rage within him now, and Moxley is experiencing it firsthand. He looks into the eyes of death right, and then damn near kicks his head off. Crews now though, setting them up, dragging Moxley's body here. Dragging him. Oh, into the table they go there. Oh no. Raising the bar one step higher as Apollo Crews clear the way. Power bomb down the announce table. And that could be the resting place of Death Rider. Moxley lays on the waist of what once was the table. Cruz screams out as he believes that he has just finished off Jon Moxley here tonight. The count is rising. It's up to 8. Is Moxley done for? No, there is life. There is life in Moxley. And Cruz looks to fly, but Moxley. I don't know if he intended it or not, but Moxley gets out of the way of that one. And Cruz hit nothing but the floor beneath them, and the fight carries on here in this one. And now Moxley, as if being sent through that table, has given him a second wind, has given him new means of life in this one. He fights on here. Oh, sending Moxley up and over the top rope. That was Cruz, and spilling into the outside again. The inside of the ring has merely played a second fiddle in this one. The outside is where all the war has been. Oh no, Cruz with that steel chair. Oh! With an almighty whack across the head of Moxley, we've got blood. We have blood. And it belongs to Death Rider. And where is Cruz going now? Carrying Moxley up the ramp here. What has Cruz got in mind here? What is going through the mind of the bounty hunter as he just dumps Moxley down to the floor here of the stage? Apollo Cruz has the bloodied body of Jon Moxley here, and he wants the world to see it. Look at the blood on the face of Moxley now as a result of that chair shot. But Cruz needs to remember, that just brings Moxley alive. That just brings Death Rider back to life at the taste of his own blood. And he is quickly learning that that's the case as well. Bringing him back up to a vertical basis now is Jon Moxley. Look out though, Cruz able to come up with the counter there. I don't blame these guys for wanting to bring each other up to their feet when the count is made. Their opponent could just use it to take a breather, as they are just slamming each other onto the stage here. That unforgiving metal that was used to construct this King of the Ring stage, it was absolutely not intended to be used as a weapon. But hey, no holds barred. Oh, an elbow onto the point of Cruz's head, with the point of Moxley's elbow for good measure. Forearm in the elbow in the face rather though from Cruz though in response, and now Cruz, German suplex on the stage. But Moxley ain't staying down. Far from it either. Wait a minute, Cruz has him again up for those power bombs. And he's gonna do them on the stage, no less. The strength of Apollo Cruz with 3 repeated power bombs. And he just brings him right back up to his feet. He's not gonna do them again, is he? He is not about to do it again. Wait, no, Cruz, don't do this. He's walking up to the edge, but Moxley fighting his way out and may have just saved his life in the process. Cruz was looking to powerbomb him off of the stage, but an old school headlock driver, the old school dirty deeds, has Moxley back on top just when his life could have flashed before his eyes. Look at this now. Moxley the one who will bring them back down towards the neutral area. Cruz brought him up. Moxley takes him down. This fight still not over between these two. Still, the fight rages on in Moxley, even as the blood pours as a result of the chair in his hand. And I think he's about to give Apollo Cruz his receipt as well. DDT under the chair. But Cruz somehow clawing his way up to his feet. They're using the ropes. All four him in the face, but Moxley rebounds. Big rebound as well from Moxley. Chair in hand. Oh, wraps it around the head of Cruz. And there is blood on the face of the bounty hunter. We said there would be blood, and there is. This is Moxley versus Cruz. This is Death Rider versus Bounty Hunter. This is what it means to be the last man standing. You don't just have to make them bleed. You have to take a part of their life with them as well. But could it be all she wrote? We're up to 9 here, but Cruz's body may be on instinct, forcing him up to a vertical basis there. I don't think Cruz has an idea where he is, though. He's up on his feet, but it doesn't look like anyone's home right now. He has no idea where he is, and Moxley, with another crashing chair shot. It's almost like an orchestrator here. He's composing all the junk to leave in the ring in this one. Much less a wrestling ring, and now a scrap heap. Oh, look at the blood, though. The blood on Moxley has now trickled onto his chest. Trickled isn't even the right word. It has poured onto his chest. Moxley is bleeding hard now. Both men are bleeding strongly. Cruz, though, sets up the table on the outside. He'll look for Moxley. Oh, and there he is! Moxley from the top rope down onto Apollo Cruz's bloodied head. Came flying out of nowhere. And now he sets him up. He sets him up, and he calls out to the TD Garden. He calls out to everyone. There's no way. Moxley's gone to the top rope. Don't tell me. Through that table. Boston is certainly right about that. What a brutal war this has been. But could that elbow to the table be the final nail in this story? The final words written in this book. Cruz gets up to his feet, and Moxley is telling him to get in the ring with a cacophony of steel awaiting them. A ring of fire made of chairs and steps. Moxley has set up a resting place. Oh, and his leg would have just gone slamming into that steel. The steel steps. Cruz has learned, I believe, tonight why the name Jon Moxley was made on these matches. But he has stood firm. He has stood with the bounty hunter. He has given it his all. But Moxley still ain't done. Bloody knuckles on both men. Blood pouring down their faces. But a fight that will never fade. As a spine buster lands on a steel chair, and Cruz's head almost went bouncing off of it as well. A trip to the hospital awaits these two men. But who will be leaving in a casket? Right hand there from Cruz. Oh, and a spinning heel kick takes Moxley down. Cruz has more than hung his own, but now he's got to put the trigger. He's got to pull the trigger. He's got to put the gun to Moxley's head. Fire it and finish off Death Rider. Splashes in the corner. Ducks the clothesline. Goes to one of his own. Moxley now cling onto the ropes. Moxley cling onto the ropes. And Moxley kick in the gut. Paradigm shift. He got absolutely all of it. Cruz is a bloody mess as well. 6, 7. But Moxley isn't letting it end here. He dug a grave all right. But it wasn't the grave of Jon Moxley or Paradigm. It was the grave of the bounty hunter, Apollo Crews. Paradigm shift. Into the steel beneath his head, the steps, the chairs. Apollo Crews, he stares into the eyes of Moxley, and his eyes shut. Apollo Crews is out cold. He looked into the eyes as the blood tricked down before his body gave out on him. Cruz passes out. Moxley is the last man standing. A brutal war with a brutal ending. Cruz stared into his eyes, but his eyes shut, while Moxley's stayed wide open, covered in blood. But a fight that never gave out. Death Rider lives on. Death Rider as the last man standing. Jon Moxley wins. And though the final might be around the corner, we want to take a moment to talk about what is upcoming on this week of action here in the WWE. On SmackDown, we will be seeing the Royal Rumble winner, the man who will main event at least one of the nights of WrestleMania. Ricochet toast an open challenge where he has invited Tommaso Ciampa to a front row seat. And on ECW, we will host the celebration of Los Ingobernables de Japón. The entire group will be there on ECW. They're all there, and who knows what'll happen on what is going to be one dreadful night. What a night we have had at King of the Ring, folks. And it is only about to get bigger. The woman who made history a month ago. The first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner, Rhea Ripley's in the building. We haven't seen Ripley since she won the Royal Rumble in Minute Maid Park. She was on a holiday, according to Tessa Blanchard. While Trifecta imploded on Monday Night Raw, Ripley was nowhere to be seen, but now she's here, and listen to the reception. I never thought the roof would blow off the place for a member of Trifecta, but it has tonight. And it has for Rhea Ripley. Well, the question is simple. What is Ripley doing in the building? She's grabbing a microphone. We're finally gonna hear from Ripley. Yes, yes, yes! It is finally time to hear the decision. Tomorrow night, Tessa Blanchard and Shayna Baszler will be there, and Rhea Ripley will make a decision on who she will face at WrestleMania. Well, there is your reason to tune into Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, but now it is time for the match to decide who will be king. Pete Dunne, Keith Lee, a dream match will be penciled in here tonight. One of these men will leave as this year's King of the Ring. Who wants to be king? We're gonna find out. Let's do this! This place cannot contain its excitement, but Pete Dunne can't contain the fact that he is hurt. The bruiserweight is not at 100% at all, and you can see the damage that Daniel Bryan and Gable have done this evening. The arm of Pete Dunne bandaged from elbow to shoulder. and across the chest as well. Pete Dunne is heading into this a wounded man, but he is heading into it representing the United Kingdom, Monday Night Raw, and the Bruiserweight with it as well. He's gone through Chad Gable, he's gone through Daniel Bryan. Now, if he wants to be king of the ring, he has to go through something unlike anything he has ever faced. Forget his world-class matches with Kenny Omega. Forget him tearing the house down twice here tonight. This is something else. This is Limitless Keith Lee. And look at the tail between the two of them. Dunne bandaged up. You could see it in his face. There was an expression of pain with every motion of his entrance that he made. Keith Lee looks as fresh as a daisy. You could have said this was Keith Lee's first match of the night, and had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have believed you. But this is match number 3 for him as well. He tore apart Juice Robinson, and he had a horse fight that rivals that of Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage with Dijakovic. He's been to war as well, but he has recovered. He has lived. His body is at 100%. And dare I say, this final is David versus Goliath. And there is the man who has already rewritten that tale once this evening. Could he become the limitless king of the ring, Pete Dunne? Keith Lee, the bell rings, and the king of the ring finals are underway with them. Face to face they go, and it's Lee who goes into a front face lock from the get-go here, elbow down into the back of the neck. And he is telling Pete Dunne, give me what you got. That forearm didn't even rock him, but that headbutt did, and those shots did. They rocked Pete Dunne all right. Pinfall or submission, the only way one of these two men will want to win this year's King of the Ring. Who will join the likes of Kenny Omega and Aleister Black and Tyler Breeze? Who will write their own history here tonight? Who will get a championship opportunity if they are choosing whenever they see fit? Who will be King of the Ring? We are going to see in this. Strap yourselves in. Neither man, I think, is planning on making this one a sprint to the finish. This is going to be something else. This is going to be survival of the fittest. They've been through 2 matches. Their bodies are going to be hurting. Pete Dunne's clearly more than Keith Lee's. But they know that it won't be a 5-minute match to keep their opponent down, because we have seen twice already what these two men are made of here tonight. And with the added edge of this being the match that decides it all, you either leave as King of the Ring or you leave as one of 7 other losers. There is going to be an added element to everything they do, and Dunne pulling all of his body weight into that one. Cover made off of that exploder, and it's only good for a count of 1, and Keith Lee is right up to his feet as well. Stares in the eyes of Pete Dunne. And clotheslines his damn head off for good measure as well. And now working over the leg early on here. Dunne's ligaments have been dismantled in this contest. There is no nice way of saying it. They have been destroyed. The arms certainly showing it with the bandage, but the legs have been too by Gable and by Bryan. And all that does is just make it more and more of an advantage for Keith Lee. And you saw there, that wasn't even an emphatic kick out from Pete Dunne either. Think of how much he has to take out of Pete Dunne just to raise a shoulder off the mat here in this one. Not only to keep fighting on, but a big layer in the back of the head. Leaps off his feet to take Keith Lee down with it. And look at the strength here of Dunne. He is lifting Keith Lee up with everything he's got, but you got to ask, how much is that taken out of the leg, of the legs as well? But the arm, that bandaged arm of Pete Dunne. Smart work there by Dunne. And again, he's going after the leg of Keith Lee. He wants to ground the big man here. He wants to take him off his feet so he can't use all of his offense against him. But it's Keith Lee who kicks Dunne away and kicks him away with the bad shoulder as well, being what he put his boot to for good measure. Into the... Really just repaired this thing and already it's being used again. Face first into it. Oh no. Oh, no. Keith Lee has him up on his shoulders. Keith Lee's going to the barricade. He's going to the apron even. No, don't do it. Don't do it. He almost did it to Big E on SmackDown. Pete Dunne not letting it happen to him here tonight either. Gets up on the apron. Dunne may have thought that he had more time. But Keith Lee just swabbed the leg out from underneath him. This is Keith Lee's match. It's been a bit back and forth, sure, but Keith Lee is dictating the pace of this match right now, and Dunne can try as he might. I don't think he's going to be able to change that either. Look out! Oh! Driven into the mat with that spine buster. Keith Lee may already have one hand on the crown, let alone a fingertip. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is Keith Lee gonna do? No freaking way! A superplex off the second rope back into the ring. And both hands might be on the crown now. There's two. Pete Dunne kicks out at two. Man alive, what a brutal move from Keith Lee though. And Pete Dunne hasn't moved. Well, now he's finally moving, but he was lifeless after that. And a backbreaker isn't going to do him any favors either. Keith Lee is just dominating him. Oh, he's up on the second rope now. What is Lee going to do? Splashing down. Dunne moves out of the way. Dunne moves out of the way. And for his own cause, he's going to be mighty happy that he did, because he is still in this thing. And he was forearming. I don't even know how many forearms that was, but all I know is Keith Lee barely reacted to any of them. But he's going to react to this. Dunne in again with another corner exploder. This is a final, all right. You can sense the animosity in the air. And you can sense that Keith Lee is just in the driver's seat. Oh my goodness. What he shot in there on Pete Dunne. Oh no. Oh no. You thought your arm was hurt, if you thought your legs were hurting, if you thought your body was aching, I'm afraid I say it's about to get even worse. No, a fall-away superplex. Tell me it ain't so. Wait, Dunne elbowing on Lee, and they come crashing down off the top with Dunne splashing down onto Keith Lee. What a counter from Pete Dunne. There's no way. There is no way. Oh, I thought he was going for X-Plex, but he's transitioned it into a Danielson special. Lee trying to transition, but Dunne keeps the arm trap. Ingenious from the bruiserweight. Oh, no, we're going to hear the arm snap back. Oh! That is a... Oh! Can you hear that arm snapping all the way from here? And now Dunne. Now he's got him. X-Plex. King Dunne. 1, 2. No! Not to be, so long as Keith Lee says so. But Dunne brings her back up to a vertical basis here. Maybe they get better end right there and then, but Keith Lee told him to shove it. Lee counters him. Irish whip off the ropes. Oh, look at that. The swing he put behind that. That was brutal. Here we go in now. Where is Keith Lee? Taking him now. Lee lining it up here, pounding on his chest. Oh, but Dunne moves out of the way there just in the nick of time. Great counter there by Pete Dunne. Small package. He doesn't care how he wins it. He just wants to be king of the ring. There's the cover. There's two. And there is a kick out from Lee. And he is right back up to his feet as well. But Dunne's there to meet him. Caught. Rock bottom from Keith Lee. From the People's Champ to potentially the Limitless King. Dunne rolling out to the outside. Pete Dunne, you are not safe out there. Oh my God! A moonsault from the apron down onto Pete Dunne. There is nothing Keith Lee can't do. Dunne is trying to find life. He is trying to find breath. But it is a long way away from him. And so too it feels is that King of the Ring crown. Keith Lee, ground zero. Big bang catastrophe. Dunne with a forearm. Denies it all. Knife edge chop with his busted up arm. Dunne lines it up on a forearm. He's still got one good arm. And boy, oh boy, is he going to swing with it. There's two. And there almost was King Dunne crowned again. But again, Keith Lee kicks out. And Pete Dunne will head to the top rope. If you go to the top rope against Keith Lee, you better make a count. Moonsault, but the knees were up with so much time to spare. Keith Lee looks at him. Spine busters him again. One counter was all he needed. And we might have a new king. Big bang catastrophe from Keith Lee. We have a new king. Bow to Keith Lee. No! Pete Dunne kicks out of the Big Bang catastrophe. And Boston roars in its appreciation of these two men. I have said this so many times this evening, but it is a shame that one of these men will not be crowned King of the Ring because they both deserve it. But this is a match of the year candidate already and we haven't ended yet. Pete Dunne, big boot, lining up Keith Lee. He wants the bitter end. He wants to be king, but Keith Lee with a brutal elbow into the small of the back says, absolutely no way are you taking this from me. Full Nelson slam. Now it is gut check time for Pete Dunne. Now, after kicking out of the Big Bang catastrophe, he's played his biggest hand, I would argue. And he's got to see if he's got anything more in him. Because from what I'm seeing, Keith Lee does, and even the referee is questioning if Pete Dunne has anything more in him. He is asking Dunne, can he continue? Dunne will always say yes to that as Lee looks at him, and with a neck crank. Well, the ref stepped away, so it's open playing field, and Lee, almost as if he landed on his feet on that one. He's up on the top rope. Keith Lee, moonsault, knees are up tit for tat. Turnabout there for Pete Dunne, credit to him on that one. Dunne's got him again, look for another X-Plex, but Keith Lee said no way. Body shot got him free of that one. Keith Lee throws him to the outside. What is Lee gonna do here? This ain't no suicide dive. Oh no, oh no, he's looking for it. Say it ain't so, oh! Not just the apron, but the ring pole as well. That That's it. That is it. He ain't just winning by pinfall, he's winning by damn knockout. Keith Lee brings them back into the ring. Pete Dunne is lifeless. Pete Dunne is covered. Keith Lee isn't king of the ring yet. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. He's getting up. Pete Dunne is getting up to his feet. And he is saying, I ain't done. You are gonna have to finish me off. And then some. They stand in the middle of the ring because they want to let fists fly. They want to hit each other until one falls down. Maybe for good. Oh, Dunne felt that one. That hit the arm. That hit the arm of Dunne there. He felt the pain of that one. Oh, now they're just hitting anything they can. Chops, forearms, headbutts, kicks. It doesn't matter. Oh, that headbutt gave up the back there. And Lee sees the opening and hits a shin breaker down. Right hand. Dunne up against the ropes. And now Dunne throwing into the ropes for good measure. Oh, lariat, great counter there from Pete Dunne, though. Got to give credit where it's due. Forearm rocks him. Dunne takes Keith Lee down to one knee, but only briefly. Now puts him up against the ropes. The opening is there. Can Dunne capitalize? He's certainly looked to. Forearm is countered. And an STO connects instead by Keith Lee. Read the room again. Got a brilliant counter off. Oh, no. Oh, what are we going to see now from Keith Lee? Perches Pete Dunne on the top rope again. It backfired the last time around, but it won't this time. Sidewalk slam from all the way up there. And the arm is pulled up there by Dunne as if to say, no, don't tell me that's it. Do not tell me that is how we're going to end this King of the Ring. The referee says no. The referee says that Dunne is all right. Keith Lee goes into the cover, and Keith Lee only gets one. Dunne may have just pulled an underhanded trick to give himself some extra time to survive in this thing. Dunne gets up to his feet though, and a step up into Gary takes Lee down. He's gonna do it. He's gonna look for it. Bitter end. No way. Counter by Keith Lee. No bitter end. Sent into the corner and run down instead by Keith Lee. Oh my God, Lee to the top rope again. Dunne is out on his feet right now. Keith Lee, Hurricanrana. Dunne trying to roll to safety on the outside. But he counters. Sunset flip back into the ring. Cover is made. Do we have a new King of the Ring right here, right now? No. Kick out made just in time there by Keith Lee. They're back up to a vertical basis. Keith Lee, ground zero! He got it. He nailed it. He hit every last bit of it. Credit where it is due to Pete Dunne. He fought until his dying breath. But now it is over. Lee covers. 1, 2, and... He kicked out. He kicked out of ground zero. He kicked out a big bang catastrophe. He kicked out of an apron powerbomb. His body is a wreck, but still, Pete Dunne says that he won't give in. And Keith Lee must be thinking, what do I have to do? Because Dunne, he's standing, he's hitting, he's smacking, he's giving it his all. But oh, Keith Lee is still in this. More than wait. Oh, good counter there for Pete Dunne. Great counter there for Pete Dunne. In fact, Dunne! Bitter end! 1, 2. Keith Lee kicks out at 2. Can you say match of the year any louder? Lee kicked out. Both men have kicked out of each other's finishers, and look at Dunne now, kicking and stomping at Keith Lee. They're both questioning it now. They're both saying, how do I keep you down? How do I finish you off? And Pete Dunne wants to be the one to try it all. Dunne up high. Caught. It's game over. Big back catastrophe incoming. No. Dunne counted it. He slipped off the shoulders of Keith Lee. He slipped his way free of the big bang catastrophe. Pete Dunne with Keith Lee. No way. Suplex to the floor. And it still ain't over for Pete Dunne. He knows he's still gotta do more to keep this man down. Through the barricade! Through the barricade, their bodies go crashing. And with everything that Dunne just hit, he hooks the leg for the final time with 2, and Lee kicks out again. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. Keith Lee stands up. And he looks at Pete Dunne and says, give me everything you've got. Oh, he just did. I think we just watched a man get knocked out on pay-per-view. Dunne has him. Better pill. Take a deep breath and soak it in. Better end. 1, 2, Pete Dunne, king of the ring. He has done the unthinkable. He has achieved the unattainable. He has beaten what seemed to be the unbeatable. Take a look back at this closing sequence. Spear through the barricade. That could have ended anyone. But Keith Lee is not anyone. Not only did he kick out on top of everything piled on this match, but he got up and he said, give me it all. Throw everything you've got. And a forearm unlike any I've seen from Pete Dunne. That was the knockout blow. Lee's body gave up on him. Bitter pill. Bitter end. And a count that sent Boston into shockwaves. It has been achieved. There stands your king of the ring. Beaten, broken, battered, but the bruise awaits. Pete Dunne is king of the ring. Good night, everybody.